What is going on, guys? Bruin Steel here, and welcome back to another WWE broadcast. I'm your host, Bruin Steel. This is Canadian Yorker, and today we are doing our Bad Blood 2024 recap video, and it was a great pay per view. I enjoyed it. And Canadian Yorker, how's it going tonight?
Good, wonderful. Tonight it's been a really busy Sunday, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as well, and I just want to give a sincere apology to the audience, to the viewers. That Sorry for my internet interference, and so that's why I wasn't able to join in and just have the bad blood predictions with Ruin Steel. So I just wanted to offer my sincere apology for that. And also, I also want to offer my second sincere apology for not being able to give my predictions on the matches. So make sure that will not happen again.
Alright, so let's get started. Bad Blood 2024, starting off strong by Triple H, we got the Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. People were talking about how they wanted this to be the main event, but no, Triple H decided to start off strong. A rivalry that hopefully this ended. This was a great match. It went back and forth. They got creative with toolbox as Punk drove a wrench into McIntyre's forehead. Damn, I can't imagine what that feels like. McIntyre yanks the legs off of a table, but we regret it as Punk drives the leg wedge into the phone's throat. That hurts so bad. Um, and McIntyre told a bloody Punk, I'll end your career and your wife will leave you. McIntyre drove steel steps into Punk's head and ground a wrench into the open head wound. And then Punk desperately cracked McIntyre over the head with a toolbox and busted his head open. They went back and forth, exchanging finishing moves, GTS and the Claymore, respectively. They were Drew McIntyre crashed in both Drew and CM Punk crashed through a table ringside with a superplex. Punk scored another GTS, but McIntyre upset him by hitting a white noise on the steel steps. And basically, um, McIntyre pleaded with CM Punk not to hit him, but snuck a low blow on CM Punk. McIntyre tried to go for a Claymore, but in a horrible, bad way, end up damaging his head back with a hard hit. He missed CM Punk and missed the Claymore in his back, thundering against the steel steps. That did not look good. Um, uh, McIntyre reviewed a bed, presuming to be subtext, and dumped the contents of Punk's head, um, which is the bracelet, part of the bracelet, friendship bracelet. McIntyre flares and dramatically cost him. He whiffed with a claymore, and then CM Punk stuffs the beads into McIntyre's mouth and hits the match-ending GTS, winning the match. So I got this pick wrong. I picked CM Punk to beat Drew McIntyre in my pick, so I was right. CM Punk defeats Drew McIntyre to end this rivalry, hopefully. But what are your thoughts on this match, Canadian Yorker?
I thought that in this match, that in my prediction, that Drew McIntyre would win because he deserves to end this trilogy of revenge with CM Punk. However, CM Punk won, and so that is it. It was really a toss up about who could win. In you pick CM Punk, I picked Drew McIntyre because I believe in my own defense that Drew McIntyre deserves a win more over CM Punk than CM Punk does over Drew McIntyre. Um, but in honesty, that is it. The match went the way it went, and it's a great pickup win for CM Punk. For CM Punk, after the match, he was physically drained. He could not stand and walk out of the ring by himself. He was able to walk out, but he did need assistance somewhat with you know after taking such a battering, vicious, nasty, gritty hell of a match with Drew McIntyre, after going to war with Drew McIntyre, that took a huge toll on him and his body, as well as Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre was also damaged as well. He could barely get out of the ring himself. I don't believe that there will be a ending to this rivalry between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. There's definitely probably going to be a part four, because this is not the end of it. We're going to see another match, I believe, sometime again, and in the future, between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
All right, so moving on to the next match, we got the WWE Women's Championship match. Nia Jax defending the title against Bayley in a one-on-one match. This was a okay of a match. Um, Jax and Bayley, bad blood battle hits both of the same notes from their SummerSlam collision, but worse, it was back and forth. Jack was the gossip to Bayley's. It went back and forth. The challenger relied not only but speed. Bayley stayed on the champ, kicking and punching her way in the suicide dives and a good education in theory, but multiple miscues dragged the match down. Jax tried to add new wrinkles, but they were sloppy. Jax executed a hurricane run. It was a great move, you gotta admit, by Nia Jax to Bayley with a hurricane run that looked nothing like a move, and it didn't do her part to make Bayley's sunset flip look clean. Jax sent Bayley to the outside of the ring with a powerful kick out, but it looks flat visual. Nia Jax crushed Bayley with a powerbomb into the steel steps before tossing her into the barricade. A pop-up Samoan drop by Jax looked awful, made even worse by slightly better by attempted by Bayley shortly. Bayley caught Jax with a pop-up stunner and Rhodes plant, but couldn't pick up the pitbull because the referee was inadvertently struck. Stratton attacks Bayley while the referee was unconscious, but Jax just came just in time to see Stratton seemingly teasing a cash in, so that did not look good. Stratton stayed loyal to Jax. She distracted Bayley long enough for the champ to land a match-ending Bizarre drop for the win. Jax defeats Bayley by pinfall to retain the title. I had this pick right, so um, what are your thoughts on this match?
I do notice that. So Nia Jax won, unfortunately, due to interference from Bayley. And man, I mean, it's interference from Tiffany Stratton, who helped Nia Jax win, and that's unfortunate. Um, Obviously, just again, Nia Jax is getting help from Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton is there to help her. But one day, I believe Tiffany Stratton is going to screw up and almost cost Nia Jax the opportunity to lose, which Bayley is going to take advantage of. Obviously, I mean Bayley. But what else could Bayley do? Bayley didn't have any help didn't have anyone backing her up to help her focus on only defeating Nia Jax and not having to deal with Tiffany Stratton in the background. So, man, it's also not Tiffany Stratton's time. It's not Tiffy time yet to cash in her money in the bank on Nia Jax. It's not Tiffy time yet. So Tiffany Stratton probably is not thinking about cashing in her money in the bank yet on Nia Jax, but I believe she will do it soon in the future. As for Bayley, man, it's a hard loss for Bayley. Definitely would like to see Bayley just picking herself up and just moving forward.
All right, so moving on to the next match, we got a one-on-one match between Damian Priest and Finn Balor. This battle between former friends started with a stare down. Balor tried to get his former fellow tag team champion's head, but it only angered Priest. Former will rip Balor from post to post. Balor stayed competitive with his agility and experience, repeatedly halting Priest with striking flurries and well-timed counter moves. A clean exchange of strikes ends with Priest countering a reverse DDT into a broken arrow. Balor answered with a sling blade, but Priest roars back with a spinning round kick and leaping clothesline. Priest had an estranged friend covering him, hitting on the apron powerbomb. Fortunately for Balor, he was rescued by his Judgment allies, which I predicted that there was going to be interference in this match. Carlito distracts the referee long enough for JD McDonagh to interfere. Balor was able to hit the coup de grace and cover his foe, but only gets the 2 count. And I was like, oh my god, there it is right now. It's like, oh, somehow Priest kicked out. Priest recovered and took out the distraction ringside. Balor leaps onto the back of Priest's neck multiple times in a pair of coup de grace, but Priest ensured catching Balor with a match-ending South of Heaven chokeslam. Damian Priest defeats Finn Balor by pinfall. So this is one of the matches I got wrong. I thought Finn Balor was going to win, but I was right about my gut saying that there was going to be interference. But Damian Priest is just looking like Superman out there and the Undertaker out there. Like Finn Balor can't take Damian Priest on his own, and that just showed it. Like Damian Priest is a huge guy. So that was like a really risky pick that I did picking Finn Balor, but I was wrong. But Damian Priest defeated Finn Balor by pinfall. What are your thoughts on this match?
I definitely would. My pick would have been Damian Priest for sure, because Damian Priest can take Finn Balor 1-on-1 any day, and I mean, he's in the ring with a big guy. Damian Priest is a big guy. Damian Priest defended his title against Gunther and nearly won against Gunther. Damian Priest almost beat Gunther. If not for Finn Balor there to help Gunther win his title, then Damian Priest would still be the world heavyweight champion. Um, but honestly, Damian Priest, Damian Priest stood his ground. Damian Priest beat Finn Balor. He basically beat three. He beat three guys. He beat Damian Priest. He beat Finn Balor. He beat JD, and he beat Carlito. And basically beat the entire Judgment Day again. And this kind of goes to show again that the Judgment Day, they are lacking in an enforcer. They need somebody who can match Damian Priest's energy. They need somebody who is just as strong and just as a good fighter as Damian Priest. Because right now they don't have that person right now. They are looking weak. They are weak. They need somebody who can back up his talk, and they don't have that right now. Just like they have with Rhea Ripley, they don't have that right now. They cannot take on the Terror Twins. They can't.
All right, so moving on, we got the Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan defending the Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley with Dominik Mysterio suspended high in the air in a shark cage. So this was a okay of a match, I guess. It was just, I don't know, it was okay, I guess, but it just like wasn't really the match like was expecting. But it went back and forth. Morgan hit a tidy codebreaker off the second rope. Ripley counters Oblivion with a head string, which was really, I thought was a great move by Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley mocked Mysterio by channeling her inner Eddie Guerrero with a frog splash, and she did the yeet splash as well. High above the ramp, Mysterio somehow picked the lock and opened the door. His intentions was instantly unclear considering how far off the floor he was. And Rhea Ripley continued to batter Morgan while blowing humiliation kisses and throwing crotch chops at her ex. And Mysterio leaned forward out, concerned for Liv Morgan, and tumbled out of the Shark Tank. Mysterio nearly hit the ground head first, but was saved by a chain wrapped around his leg. Um, and Rhea told this referee she'll be back to deal with Morgan, but had unfinished business. Rhea Ripley took a candlestick from underneath the ring and walked over to Mysterio, suspended healthily upside down. Rhea Ripley wished herself a happy birthday before pedaling Mysterio like a pinata. And I was right again. Raquel Rodriguez returns and it takes out Rhea Ripley. Raquel Rodriguez blindsides Rhea Ripley. The referee called for the bell. Rhea Ripley earns the disqualification win, but titles do not hand change. We see Raquel Rodriguez retrieve Morgan's belt and help her former friends. Rhea Ripley defeats Liv Morgan by disqualification. I would say I'm somewhat right. I did say Liv Morgan was going to retain the um, women's title, but I didn't think it was going to end in disqualification. But Raquel Rodriguez is back, and I think the Judgment Day has another member. I have to see. We have to see what happens. What's going on with Raquel Rodriguez? But it looks like if you guys don't know, Raquel Rodriguez hated Dominik Mysterio, so it doesn't really. I don't know what's happening, but it looks like Raquel is gonna be teaming up with Liv and Dom. Maybe Finn Balor was the one that recruited her. If you guys don't know, Finn Balor made an excuse to Dom saying that he has traffic problems. People are like, "Oh, he's just taking time to recruit Raquel Rodriguez." But we have to see. But welcome back, Raquel Rodriguez. My prediction was right. I did say Raquel was going to come back and aid Liv, but I just didn't expect a disqualification win. But Rhea Ripley defeats Liv Morgan by disqualification thanks to a return of Raquel Rodriguez. What are your thoughts on this match?
So let me get this straight. We had been speculating for, I guess, for weeks that Raquel Rodriguez was going to come back, and that is exactly what happened.
Yes.
However, the winner of this match was not Liv Morgan lost her championship to Will. So Liv Morgan did not retain. Is that did I am I hearing that right?
Yeah, so it was because Raquel Rodriguez got involved, it was a disqualification.
So now that kind of that does complicate things because so Rhea Ripley is now the new champion for the women's division right now, and Liv Morgan just lost her championship to Raquel because like Raquel Rodriguez, um, because like basically Raquel interfered in the match, and this is not going the way that I kind of expected it to go because I was expecting Liv Morgan to retain her championship
Yeah, thing
and
is,
Raquel
like, I don't,
to
I
lose.
think, I don't know what's gonna happen because obviously, Triple H, this is something I want to talk about. Triple H, well, I think we can talk about, yeah, I'll talk about this. We can talk about now, next, actually. Do you have any
Yeah.
more thoughts on this match before I go
Yeah,
on?
my other thought is that I didn't know that Dominik Mysterio dated Raquel in the past, and but I guess that's something for another video as well. But because we have that now, I was not expecting Rhea to win and Liv to lose, and it was just my pick would have been Liv Morgan's retaining, and and Raquel Rodriguez, of course Raquel is going to attack Rhea because she doesn't like Rhea Ripley, and she has lost to Rhea Ripley before in the past, and Raquel has also been injured by Rhea Ripley as well, I believe in the past. So I mean, it kind of makes sense that Raquel is going to join the Judgment Day, but I was not expecting that it happened that bad blood.
All right. And we saw Triple H introduce a new title. We saw him introduce the Crown Jewel Championship, where will be determined at Crown Jewel, which is the next pay per view in November, the beginning of November. So how it works is that the two champions on Raw will face each other. So we're gonna get Gunther versus Cody Rhodes, and then we're gonna get Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax. Winner takes the Crown Jewel Championship, and we have to see if Sami Zayn can win the world title. We will see Sami. If Sami somehow wins, you get two friends go at it. Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes, but I think it's gonna be Gunther and Cody at Crown Jewel. So, and then Gunther comes out, makes fun of Goldberg and his son, and that's not a good idea. I like to see. Honestly, that match would be amazing. Gunther versus Goldberg, and after Gunther trash talked Goldberg, Goldberg came across the barricade and wants a piece of Gunther, and then Sami Zayn attacked Gunther. So, what are your thoughts on this Crown Jewel Championship? And what do you think of this whole Gunther making fun of talking shit about Goldberg?
Wow, man, wow, that would be crazy. We get the two champions. If we get Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, and then, man, imagine that would be insane. If we have that happen, that's gonna make things go
And then
even
you're
wild.
gonna get Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan.
Nia Jax versus Liv
And if you
Morgan.
guys don't know, they actually faced off before. Last time they faced off, Liv Morgan defeated Nia Jax.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
yeah.
So, but
This is when
imagine. I
this is
mean,
when
we
the
can.
whole this was when the whole Becky Lynch situation. Becky Liv in the Royal Rumble against Nia, and then Liv challenged her to a match, and Liv defeated Nia at that match. That was the last time they
Wow,
faced each other.
wow. That is amazing. But I would say that would be a banger match. Gunther and Cody versus Cody. Unless Cody loses,
I want to
and
see. I
then
want to see. I want to see Goldberg versus Gunther. That'd be a hell of a match.
oh yeah, it would be interesting. Goldberg versus Gunther would be really interesting. It's a
Cause they
shame we
they
never got
could they
Brock Lesnar.
could they could just do that match on the episode on Raw. They could just do that, or they could save it
Yeah,
for. They could do it
it would be
for.
interesting to see that
What if they
happen.
did Gunther versus Goldberg at like Survivor Series?
Yeah, that would be interesting. I'd like to see that
But people
happen.
are
But I
saying
want to
that
also,
CM Punk. People are saying that CM Punk are going to go after. It's going to go after Gunther.
I mean, if he is done with his thing with with doing, then yes, he can. He definitely has the opportunity to go after Gunther. And I would say Sami Zayn attacking Gunther is just payback for what Gunther did to him at the night on Raw. And here's what I think about Gunther versus Sami. I don't understand. This match should have been in Bad Blood. Why was it not in Bad Blood? It could have been planned, but I guess they're setting it ahead for November, where it's going to go, Gunther versus Sammy. We need to put an end to that storyline right now, because Gunther, he needs to avenge his loss at WrestleMania, and Gunther needs to just, if he avenges his loss at WrestleMania to Sami Zayn, if he puts down Sami Zayn, then now he has the opportunity to take on a new challenger, and that new challenger will be Goldberg. If he does that, that would be really great if he does that. Or if he takes on CM Punk, you already have two guys right there that are really great opponents. So there, there's a whole bunch of other opponents he can take on besides Sammy, but he really needs to deal with the Sammy situation.
All right. Moving on, we got the main event. We got a tag team match. We got Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Unbelievable match. I loved it. Obviously, the big story is previous rivals teaming up, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. The head of the table. This was a great match. Disastrous kick, one of Rhodes' signature move early in the match. Reigns got the better of things until Fatu provided distraction. Solo Sikoa was loud, repeatedly mocking, yelling at Reigns. Rhodes eventually got the hot tag and went to work on Fatu, putting down the Samoan werewolf with a Cody color. The Bloodline ability to capitalize on distraction continues to serve them as they took back control after Fatu hit the champ with a pop-up powerbomb. Rhodes suffered a worse far beatdown than Reigns did earlier. Practically nasty was Solo's apron powerbomb and constantly running Counter Strike from the Bloodline. Um, Reigns sets the Atlanta crowd into frenzy when he finally gets the tag. Superman punch takes out the Bloodline, but everything broke down there. Reigns set up Sikoa for the spear, but Solo interfered in a way that should have resulted in a disqualification. The Bloodline leveled Reigns with super kicks. Solo hits Reigns with a jump up moonsault, and Solo followed up with a top rope slash. Technically, the referee is supposed to call DQ if a legal portrait attacks the opposing team's legal superstar, but apparently it didn't happen. Fatu was heraldly phase attack going for the ringside barricade. Fatu heard steel chairs at Rhodes. The WWE champ hit Fatu with a crossroad ringside, laid him across the announce table, and crashed through Fatu with a splash off the top rope. Inside the ring, Solo got a near fall on Reigns after hitting a spear off of a distraction of Tama Tonga and Tamalola. A masked superstar leveled the fielding play by taking off Tamalola. The person revealed by Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso returns to distract Solo Sikoa. Jimmy Uso is back, which lets Roman Reigns hit the spear on Solo Sikoa to win the match. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns defeat Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. At the end of the match, we see a reunite of the original Bloodline. We see Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns hug it out. Um, the Bloodline then attack Rhodes during the Reigns and Usos exit, but Reigns just wants to walk, leaving Cody there. But Jimmy Uso knocks some sense into Reigns, saying that they need to go back. And what you know, Reigns and Jimmy Uso went to save Cody, and the final boss returns. The Rock is back, and he basically he just has a stare down with Jimmy Uso, Roman, and Cody, and people are like scratching their heads, like, what does this mean? Maybe we're gonna see The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania. We might see The Rock. People are saying that this was all planned by The Rock. Solo starting a group, Tama coming, Lola coming, and then Jacob Fatu. People are saying that that's all The Rock's doing. I know you talked about it. And that's pretty much the end of the main event and the end of Bad Blood. So The Rock returned. We have to see if Cody's going to have a one-on-one match with The Rock, because The Rock said the last time to Cody, I'm not done with you. Once I return, I want that title. So we have to see what happens. But what are your thoughts on this main event? What are your thoughts on Jimmy Uso and The Rock returning?
I gotta ask, what else happened at the end? What else happened at the end? Because it was something important.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Kevin
sure there's
Owens
something else
off
that happened.
air
What else?
attacks Cody Rhodes, turning heel.
Okay, there we go. So here is what I think. I would say the Bloodline, they're pretty dominant. They're a dominant group. They are not as dominant as they were when they were with Roman and the Usos and and Paul Heyman. They just weren't as dominant. They definitely struggled in this match against Solo struggled against Roman and Cody, and Roman and Cody together are a powerhouse team, obviously, because they're pretty strong together. Um, you know, over the past every single SmackDown, almost every single SmackDown, the Bloodline got the upper hand on Cody. The Bloodline got the upper hand on Randy Orton. The Bloodline got the upper hand on Kevin Owens. How many times did Jacob Fatu jump off the top rope and land on Cody Rhodes? About how many, 3 or 4 times? And this time around, Cody Rhodes got back. Cody Rhodes got jumped off the top ropes and landed on Jacob Fatu and took him out. Jimmy Uso's distraction, and we've been waiting so long for Jimmy Uso to return. Welcome back, Jimmy Uso. He was brutally taken out by Solo Sikoa and Tonga Loa, who just destroyed him. Solo Sikoa took him out as his own family, and that's a hard thing to do. Take out your own family because Jimmy Uso was not winning for Solo, and Jimmy Uso and Solo couldn't really move forward as so it's it's great to see Jimmy back. It's great to see Jimmy and Roman reunite. That's great to see. However, I don't want to see Jey Uso reunite with Jimmy and Roman just yet. Jey Uso needs to continue being his own man. He is now his own man. He needs to be. He is the Intercontinental Champion. He needs to be the Intercontinental Champion. He doesn't need to be getting involved in the Bloodline business just yet. I will say the Bloodline did attack Cody right after they lost, and that's what they do. They were upset, so they took it out on Cody, and they were going to put him out. They're going to take him out. However, Roman saved Cody, and that's kind of Roman is a face now, so Roman and Jimmy saved him. The Rock coming back, man. That was quite a entrance by The Rock. It's pretty chilling to say the least. A chilling entrance, but it was a good entrance because The Rock didn't have to say much. He just said three things: 1, 2, 3, you're out. So he did this thing to strike out the main night. It's out. It's over. I believe the alliance that The Rock and Roman have is over each other, and I believe The Rock is good. The Rock wants to be the Roman Reigns is the true tribal chief right now. Roman Reigns is standing in the way of The Rock being the tribal chief, and Solo Sikoa also being the tribal chief. So I believe that The Rock is going to be taking over the new bloodline, and maybe we will see something happen with The Rock as he takes over the new bloodline. He is going to be probably kicking out Solo Sikoa, um, and probably introducing some other new member into the new bloodline to be part of the new bloodline. Solo maybe will have a reunite with Jimmy and Roman. Maybe, I don't know, but we'll have to see what will happen with that. Um, Going forward. And man, Kevin Owens, man, Kevin Owens, he finally did it. He did it. He attacked Cody Rhodes, and I can understand why. He has been fighting the bloodline for 4 years now. 4 years. This man has been fighting the bloodline for 4 years. To see Cody Rhodes all of a sudden team up with the guy who he's been fighting against for 4 years, I believe Kevin Owens is justified. Kevin Owens feels betrayed. Kevin Owens doesn't like the bloodline, doesn't like The Rock, he doesn't like them all. So for him to team up against Cody, again to attack Cody after that is completely justified by Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens has the right in it, has the right within his rights to do that, and I believe the next person who's going to be doing that is Randy Orton. Randy Orton is the master of doing that to people, and we're going to see him do that in the future as well.
Alright, so that would do it for Bad Blood. Bruin Steel here, Canadian Yorkers right here as well. In terms of grading, I give this show an A minus. I absolutely love this show. I thought maybe they could have swapped the Hell in the Cell and Roman's tag team, but with The Rock returning, I can understand why the Roman and Cody tag team was the main event. But I give this show an A minus. How about you?
I give this show I'll give it an A. An A. I think it was great. It was wonderful. It was great. I mean, if there were some things that could have been different in my experience, I definitely think the Hell in a Cell was great. But because of how the dynamics are with Roman and Rock and Cody and Jacob Fatu and Solo being in there, I would say that the I just think that the Hell in a Cell was better. So I believe Hell in a Cell could have been switched towards the end toward the end of Bad Blood. And this new match maybe could have been put in the beginning, but it is what it is. But I think that at the ending was a good ending for Bad Blood, as well as what happened afterwards was good. So, I give it an A.
Alright, that will do it, guys, for our Bad Blood 2024 recap video. I hope you guys enjoy it. My name is Bruin Steele. This is Canadian Yorker. Check out his channel. The link will be in the description as well as our Wrestling Bros, WWE Wrestling Bros. The link will be in the description as well. And we are out of here. Take it easy, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. See you guys in the next broadcast.